Snooker Loopy, not so we, me and him and them and me. We'll show you what we can do with a load of bulls and a snooker cue. Pop the red stand, screw back for the yellow, green, brown, blue, pink and black. Snooker Loopy, not so we, we're all Snooker Loopy.
Hello, snooker fans, and welcome to another episode of the Snooker Loopy podcast. That's what this is. It's the Snooker Loopy podcast. My name is Tom Mayhew, and I'm joined as always by my very good friend. It's the captain, Joe Hannard.
A very good evening, Hazel. Very good evening, everybody at home. And yeah, it's been a little while again. You know, we seem to have these little spells out of it, but we're quite busy in life. And actually, there's not been a great deal of snooker on since the last podcast. I think it's only really been the Welsh Open. I know the World Grand Prix is going on at the moment, as we're recording this, but nobody can watch it because it's on TNT Sports now.
So, yeah. Down with TNT.
Down with TNT. People are very, much bringing their pitchforks about this whole move to TNT, aren't they? And I mean, it's an interesting one because obviously we are diehard BBC coverage people, but I think it's a real shame actually. The World Grand Prix has gone from being on ITV to being behind a huge paywall now. I think that's a massive shame for such a big tournament.
Well, because I didn't know it was on that, and then earlier this week I was looking on ITV thinking surely it'll be on ITV4, and when it wasn't there I just went, why is it? It's bad enough a lot of the tournaments going behind TNT, but when we even lose the ones that were on ITV, you just go like, come on, like, you're going to kill the sport, mate.
Well, yeah, it was because of the move to Hong Kong. I think ITV just didn't want to send a team out there, so they just gave up their rights for it.
Why would you not want to go to Hong Kong, mate? It's a lovely holiday.
But you might remember back in the day with ITV's coverage, the first ever tournaments they did was like the Yushan World Open and things. I just remember it being on, at the crack of dawn, and you had Neil Foulds out there and Jill Douglas. I think Jill Douglas was out there. Don't think Hendry did it back then. And then I remember Matthew Stevens possibly getting to the final of a tournament on ITV. That's sort of my big memory of it. I don't think it was called the Yushan World Open back then, but yeah. I guess that's another tournament that we've had on, haven't we? But we'll sort of round up all of that.
This is our new regular section. Joe remembers an old tournament there. Yeah. So. Yeah.
No, I keep getting told. I keep getting told I've got a weird memory for these sort of things. I was taught one of the fellow maths department is an Arsenal fan, and we were talking about the 2006 Champions League final. I was like, oh yeah, I remember watching it, and Sol Campbell scoring the first goal, and they were completely baffled that I could remember that it was Sol Campbell that scored it, but it's just one of those things.
To be fair, it is Arsenal's only goal in a European Championship final.
True,
so
true.
If you were an Arsenal fan,
I was very much, yeah.
Well, most Arsenal fans in terms of finals probably can remember most. I don't think that's too weird to remember.
Okay,
who scored. Right. I think if you remembered, that's the one where Jens Lehmann in the 13th minute took out Edgar Davids or something, then people would be like, wait,
well,
what?
He did actually, as it happens. Yeah.
That was how Lehmann played, mate. That's how he plays.
Because Lehmann did get sent off, so in that final.
I knew. See, I remembered something about Lehmann in the final.
I'm not sure it was Edgar Davids, but yeah.
No, Edgar Davids wasn't. I don't. But
what
Edgar
a player
Edgar
Davids was, eh? What a guy.
He would not fit in with Barcelona, would he?
I mean, I'm just trying to think of like a snooker player that wears orange glasses. You know, I mean, you've obviously got Dennis with his upside down glasses, but who do you think would be most likely to wear the big Edgar David goggles while playing?
I mean, Dechuret Poomjang, absolutely.
He would as well. Oh, that's fantastic. And actually, we haven't had any snooker players with dreadlocks, as far as I know.
I mean, unless there was, maybe someone like Peter Ebdon once tried to pull them off in the 90s, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, not yet, mate. That'll be when we know snooker's finally gone global, when we have players with dreadlocks.
Yeah. Well, what I've been finding really hilarious this week with the World Grand Prix is that they keep calling it Judd Trump's home tournament.
Well, because he lives in Hong Kong.
Because he lives in Hong Kong, and
but he's not from Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's like calling every F1 driver's home Grand Prix the Monaco Grand Prix. It's it just doesn't work. But they've been really playing off that this week. So
there's nothing I get more annoyed about in snooker coverage when they decide on something
Judd Trump.
and they.
Oh, sorry.
Well, no. Firstly, Judd Trump, absolutely. But when they decide on something and then won't let it go, and it really,
yeah.
You know, like when in the shootout, every match Rob Walker would go, "It's Ireland versus England" every time, and you go, mate. No one gives a. There's no one in the crowd who's going, "Oh, I hope Ireland win." No one gives a damn. Stop. Just drop it, Rob.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I think snooker's probably one of the only sports that nationality doesn't really matter in terms of people's allegiances to players. I don't think anybody likes a player because of their nationality, which is or dislikes a player because of their nationality either. You know, whereas something like tennis, everybody used to get behind Andy Murray because you know we hadn't had a British winner of Wimbledon, even though it's an individual sport. It's quite a strange one, isn't it?
I think it's probably because snooker's very Britain-centric.
Yeah, I guess.
You know,
I guess.
I'm sure isn't the only overseas players to win the World Championship, isn't it just Neil and Luca? Is that it? Like, I think.
Well, other than Cliff Thorburn and
maybe that's at the Crucible or something.
Crafty Ken as well, I think.
Okay. Well,
in terms of non-UK, but
yeah. So there's not really enough.
There's not many though.
To,
yeah.
You know, if you were sat there in the World Championship going, "I'm going to cheer on England," odds are you've got at least 20 of the players.
Yeah. No. You're very right about that. But I just find it interesting that there's lots of people that have favourite players that aren't from the UK, or even from sort of your mainland Europe countries. See a lot of people on Twitter, and they're not necessarily cheering on Robin Hull or Luca Brissell.
What's wrong with Robin Hull? He's Finland's finest.
He is. He's a bit Finnish now,
one.
though.
Oh man, I mean, but are you because don't you sort of follow some? You like David Lilly because he's from South Shields.
He's not from South Shields. David Lilly is not from. No, he just owns the South Shields Snooker Club.
You're Elliot Slessor. You're a big fan,
of course. Gary Wilson.
Aren't they your three favourites?
Mike
got posters
Dunn.
of them in your. You can't quite see it in Joe's webcam, but he's actually got posters of them on the wall. You can't quite see it, but he's printing them out himself.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
I know, and we got a big Bingham there. Well known for his northeastern roots.
He's from Basildon, which is also where Zach Surety's from. Who, of course, since the last podcast, he reached his first ever ranking semi-final. Almost beat Higgins to get into the final.
I thought Higgins was once again going to be heartbroken. Just on the subject of Zach Surety, and on nationality as well. I was convinced that guy was Scottish. So when I seen an interview and he starts, speaking like Del Boy, I was a bit perplexed. I thought, hey, hang on, have I got the wrong player here? For some reason, I had it in my head that he was Scottish, so it was really, really bizarre listening to that, and it was just Stuart Bingham's voice coming out,
Maybe Stuart Bingham just dubs him for the English audience.
Possibly. Yeah.
Did he at any point go, "Oh, you plonker Walker" to Rob Walker?
He went, "Where's me haggis?" Yeah. But
Shut
No,
up,
it
you
was-
Jason Tart.
it was good to see John Higgins back in the winners' enclosure. Obviously, Joe O'Connor getting to the final as well. Good to see him coming good. So no, very very nice to see John back in form, and I think it's been coming for a while. He's been getting to a lot of semi-finals and finals, so I guess it was only a matter of time before he was going to go and win a tournament, and it should secure him in the top 16 at least for the next couple of years, you would have thought. But
Yeah, and also this week at the Grand Prix, both Robertson and Murphy, I think, have basically guaranteed they'll be in the top 16 for the World Championship now.
Oh,
One of them
brilliant. Yeah.
I think they both will, because I think one of them definitely will because they'll get through to the final, and then the other will get ranking points from the Players' Championship and other events. So I think they're both going to be top 16 now, which they both kind of snuck in right at the end. They've timed it
I
perfectly.
think Sean Murphy is currently number 17 on the list, so I think he'll still need to win another match if he loses against Robertson.
Well, no, because I think I believe if they just play, they still get ranking points.
Okay.
Which seems a bit odd because it is just literally helping the informed players. But then I guess maybe you want the informed players to be higher up anyway.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense.
But no, it'll be. I mean, it would be amazing to have Robertson and Sean Murphy there. I mean, even if they are number 17, there is a bit of a chance that they might go there anyway. Because of course, Ronnie still hasn't played, has he, since the Championship League snapping of the queue, which it means he's not playing in the Players' Championship. He's not playing in the Tour Championship. His next tournament will be the World Championship, and that's for quite a few players. That's what's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
But you know, what do you think? Do you think Ronnie will play in the World?
I think he might not, just because I know he's had a habit of dropping out of events, but this does feel different. It does feel like I've heard some people say he's got problems with his back. I've heard other people say he's had a breakup and so it's his mental health. I think I wouldn't want to bet either way on him being there, and which is a shame. But it does feel like at the moment, I mean, we never know with Ronnie, because as soon as I say the words, I don't think we'd see the best Ronnie at the Worlds, he'll suddenly get to the final and win it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you know, it brings you back to 2013, I guess, when he took a whole season out and then turned up for the World Championship and won it. You know, he's got precedent for it.
Every time, though, can he? He can't.
But I guess it has always held true that if Ronnie O'Sullivan turns up focused, if Ronnie O'Sullivan is playing well, then there's very few players that can still beat him. Even though I don't think he is as good as he used to be. I think there are very few players, and you know, we saw it with Bingham. Bingham had to play absolutely out of his skin to beat Ronnie O'Sullivan, and Ronnie wasn't exactly firing on all cylinders. You know, it was the same last year with Luca Braccelli. You know, he won 7 frames in a row to knock him out. I think over the long matches, Ronnie's actually very, very tough to beat. If you're not at your absolute best. But who knows what will happen. I think, like you, I think it's probably the most likely we've ever been to not having Ronnie there, but it still almost feels a little bit shocking to say that Ronnie might not be playing at the Worlds, because it's not happened for 30 plus years, you know. It would be a real shame, wouldn't it?
Maybe he'll fancy a year off. You never know. He might. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. But I mean, we're still going to have John Higgins there for the.
Of course, yeah.
Is it going to be his 32nd year in a row? Something crazy like that?
Yeah, it's got to be close. I mean, obviously Mark Williams didn't qualify for a few seasons. But yeah, John Higgins' consistency has always really been what's impressed me over the years. You know, other than 1 week, he's been in the top 16 for that long, and it sort of reminds you of Steve Davis almost. Steve Davis was in the top 16 until his 50s, so got the quarterfinal of the World Championship at the age of 52. You know, John Higgins is very much of that ilk. Obviously, Ronnie and Mark Williams are as well. And we talked about it last time, actually, of maybe some of the other players like Mark Selby and Neil Robertson and Sean Murphy, you know, Maguire, the likes of them, now they're getting older, they're getting less consistent, which sort of puts into perspective how incredible the class of 92 have been.
Well, I think the clever thing that the class of 92 have done is they've not been afraid to shake things up. I think when maybe back in the day players would just slide down was because they were stuck in the I know what works, I'm going to keep doing what works, and would just keep doing it, and it would just go down. Whereas, you know, whether it's Ronnie with his running, or Higgins with his spin classes, or Mark Williams with his Lee Walker coach,
his kebabs.
But all three of them have done new things and brought new people in, and actually that's probably the key to staying at the top of your game is not being afraid to shake things up, even if it is a bit of a risk.
Absolutely. But yeah, it'll be interesting going forward. Obviously, we'll probably do a couple of videos previewing the World Championship. Obviously, we've got the Players Championship and the Tour Championship coming up. Some massive tournaments, and we will be talking about those. I would imagine the podcast is going to be very regular over the next few weeks as we get up to a very, very exciting period. And obviously, we did daily content at the World Championship last year, so we'll try our best to get something out most days this year.
We will try.
We will try. We will try our best. No promises on that one. But yeah, some of the other tournaments, obviously, the German Masters were on the last time we were talking, and Kyron Wilson came out in a final frame decider against Barry Hawkins. And then we had the Welsh Open, Dominic Dale's last ever Welsh Open. Yeah, and the BBC had every commentator under the sun on again for the Welsh Open.
You sent me a list and it was like, is this the top 16 commentators they've booked for this?
Yeah, but they had Dennis and John at that tournament, which was nice. They had Lee Walker commentating. They had who else did they have? Rob Walker commentating. You really wanted a Walker and Walker commentary box, didn't you?
Well, they had the Walker brothers together,
the Walker brothers. Obviously, they had the Welsh ones, Darren Morgan, and there was a bit of an IC exchange between him and Mark Williams in the studio, which was hilarious. But overall, Mark Selby went and won that tournament against Stephen Maguire. I mean, Stephen Maguire's come from nowhere to get to a final of a ranking event again.
Yeah. I think, just for whatever reason, it feels like, you know, there is the class of 92, but I also, you know, as we've said, I think there is a group below them who are younger. You know, the Selbys, the Sean Murphys, Maguire, Bingham, Robertson, and maybe a couple more I've not thought of off the top of my head. But
Ding probably would be in that, I would.
Yeah, absolutely. Players who I feel like until they're retired, we can't really write them off. Because many times it feels like people have gone, oh, you know, is that player on the slide, or that player's not going to be as good as he was, and then you know, Bingham pulls out a semi-final at the Grand Prix, and it's his first semi-final since the World Championship, and you just go, wow. And then Maguire gets in the final of the Welsh, and I just think there's not the Welsh, no, was it the Welsh?
No, it was the Welsh, yeah.
The Welsh, sorry, yeah. And I just think there's so many players who you can't write off, because I mean, let's be honest, part of it is because there's more ranking tournaments. That's part of the reason.
I guess so.
Yeah, there was a stat that said that what was it? Higgins has broken Ronnie's record of quarterfinals in ranking events.
147, I think. Yeah.
147, which was a lovely touch. But then also at the Grand Prix, both Selby and Trump played in their 100th quarterfinal in the same event.
Yeah.
And that shows how many more events there have been. You know, when you turned pro at 92, there's been so many more events for the players who turned pro in maybe the mid 2000s or early 2000s.
Yeah, and by the time they get to 50, they will have played in far more tournaments than Higgins, O'Sullivan, and Williams will have.
Yeah.
But an interesting thing this season is we've not had back-to-back winners of tournaments all season.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're coming up to the tournaments that are most likely to give that event, because when it is the top 16, then is it top 8 or top 12 now? The
top 12, the tours, yeah.
But generally, with smaller fields, we are at a stage where we are more likely to see that. But I don't remember when the last time we would have never had back-to-back winners in a season, because that feels like it's even less likely with more ranking events.
Yeah, I think the only one that's technically the case is Mark Selby winning the Championship League and then the Welsh Open, because the final of the Championship League took place after the German Masters, so he kind of won 2 tournaments in a row there. But other than that, yeah, obviously Trump's won a few this season, but he hasn't won one since the UK Championship, interestingly enough. It's been quite a lot of tournaments without Judd Trump winning it, which is good. But yeah, we've had a lot of different winners this season. It's nice to see. Obviously, a lot of players returning to form, the likes of Higgins, Ding Junhui, Neil Robertson winning for the first time in a while. Ali Carter won one right at the start of the season, I think. Selby, hasn't been the most consistent over the last couple of years, and he's won 3 tournaments this year. So, as you say, Tom, never write any of these guys off, and a certain Ronnie O'Sullivan has not popped up in any of those lists, which I don't know when the last season was that Ronnie didn't win a tournament. It might have been one fairly recently when he got to 5 ranking finals and lost them all. But I think
possibly,
he'd at least won the Shanghai Masters or something similar that season. So I think it's probably been a long, long time since Ronnie's not won a single tournament ranking or invitational in a season. So maybe just for that he'll turn up and win the World Championship. Who knows?
He'll either win the World Championship or he won't turn up to the Worlds. He'll then retire from the professional tour and enter the seniors and go.
He win the seniors World Championship. Yeah,
I've got to win something. I'm going to retire and enter the seniors, and it'll be him playing against bloody Dennis Taylor or something.
Oh dear, but yeah, good stuff. Anyway, yeah, looking forward to the coming weeks, and obviously I'm going to the final of the Tour Championship on the 6th of April.
Beautiful.
Which is going to be nice, and got 2 sessions at the Crucible as well, 24th and 25th.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Lovely stuff, lovely. And let us know if you're also going to any of these events. And do find Joe and get a selfie with him.
Yes, please do. It's lovely, lovely chatting to people that actually recognise me. It's very rare. But it's very nice to chat. I'm not scary, I don't think. So, yeah, come and have a chat.
Wow.
Come and have a chat, and yeah, would love to see you.
Beautiful. What shall we do next, Joe? Do you want to cue the laughter?
Well, should we cue the laughter? Yes. Let's cue the laughter.
Just getting it here.
Well,
what I've got for you.
Oh, do you want to go first, or shall I? Shall I do my little bit?
You do
right.
Your...
So you might remember, Tom, last time out we had a cue the laughter about a different MC during the Masters, and it was Dennis Taylor.
Yeah.
Well, one of our commenters on the last podcast, Chris Reed, popped this into the comments section. So I've sent you a link. Have a little look, and see what you think.
Oh my god! Oh, I think I've seen this before.
You have seen it before because, Tom, if you scroll down on this video.
That's my comment.
So you might remember that Tom said last time that he didn't remember Dennis Taylor ever doing any MCing before. Yet many years ago he watched this video and then commented on
ago.
WST's video of it. But there you go. Shall we give it a watch anyway?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this again, Joe.
Let's go. Let's go. Oh, he's already had it spoiled for him. Let's go.
Mate, I'll still enjoy the Dennis magic. Don't you worry.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Luca's opponent this evening, as I say, one of the best break builders in the game. He's won 3 ranking titles. He's been twice an Open World Champion. He's from County Antrim in Northern Ireland. It's the pistol, Mark Williams.
Who does this job?
What's your second name again? Mark Allen, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
What's your second name again, Tom? Well, there you go. There you go.
Oh, it's beautiful work, isn't it? Isn't it
But
beautiful
I love, he completely messed it up because not only did he call him Mark Williams, he also said he's twice an Open World Champion. It's just
a world champion who's open. Dennis, what have you been watching, mate? What on earth?
So, yeah, bless him. At least the job he did, more recently, it was a more sane version of Dennis.
Well, what I love is that not only does he introduce the wrong one, but he doesn't even correct it. He lets Mark Allen get all the way down the stairs until Mark Allen goes up to him and goes, "Oh, good job, Dennis."
Yeah.
But he doesn't try and go, Mark, he still lets him walk all the way down. As if he couldn't see until he was really close. Oh no, it's the wrong one.
It's
not
the
Mark.
wrong Mark.
Off your marks, get set. William.
But there you go. I thought I'd drop that into our cue the laughter this week, just because I thought you would absolutely love seeing the fact that you commented on that video 4 years ago.
Okay, I think what I meant next episode was, I think what I meant last episode is that I've never seen Dennis MC well.
Yes, okay, fair enough.
I've only seen him when he did that mistake. So.
Yes, yeah, there you go.
Was that at the Masters as well then? Did they
I
get
think
him back?
so, yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
But honestly, anybody at home that knows any more guest MC appearances, I think John Parrott's done it, and Ken Doherty did it at the Welsh Open.
Oh.
So that can be for a future Cue the Laughter. So there you go.
Yeah, well, I do need to get new people in because I'm sure Dennis is running out of puff at the moment. He's doing all these introduction. There was a comment on that below. It said, "Where's Rob Walker?" Which is not a sentence you usually think people would say. But
Where's Rob? Is it Rob Walker or is it Lee Walker?
It's a where's Wally spin-off of Rob Walker hiding everywhere.
I love this actually. Somebody replied to that comment saying, "Dunno, but he did them again today."
There we go. Well, that's your cue to laughter for this week, this episode. My cue to laughter for this episode, Joe, is actually something I should have already done this year because my lovely friend John Reynolds, who listens to this podcast, even though he doesn't even like snooker, he still listens to it.
Aww.
Mainly to see if we get our predictions right for some reason. And one of his presents for me for Christmas was this snooker calendar here, Joe. Can you see that?
Ooh, 2025. Well.
So it's very rare we get a new bit of snooker merch. It's not official, but
Tom, just show us that again. I've got you on the full screen now, so that everybody can see.
oh yeah, and you can still get these on eBay if you want one. So there you are. So every month is a different 147 break.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you would go through, and it would be what's the first one? The first one is. Well, the first one, which one? What do you think the first 147 is? For January?
The Cliff Thorburns World Championship one.
Spot on, mate. Spot
Hey,
on. And it's got a little kind of diagram of all the shots he did.
that is honestly so cool.
It's got a little bit of information about whether he was professional, his highest ranking. And yeah, so Cliff Thorburn. Let's see if you can guess them all. I mean, Cliff's the only one that's going to be easy, but it'll just be a bit of fun. So, who's going to be February?
Steve Davis's first televised one.
No.
Go on, give me a decade.
This will help you, Joe. It's the 67th 147. There we go. You should know it, right? 2008.
Ronnie at the World Championship then.
No.
Ali
no.
Carter at the World Championship.
No.
Oh. 2008.
A player who's never won the Worlds.
Jimmy White?
Not in 2008, Jimmy White.
Well,
no.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No,
Matthew
he's
Stevens?
been in one world final.
No. One world final.
The only player to be ranked number one without winning the World Championship.
Is it Ding at the Masters? Maybe is it?
Well, it's December 2008 isn't
Oh,
saying
right,
what time
okay.
it is, but there's Ding. If you can see Ding there,
Yeah.
there we are.
Fab.
So who's going to be this month? March. Oh, there we go. Another player who's not won the World Championship, who you've just mentioned.
Oh, what year?
1992. It's
Oh,
the
right.
12th 147.
Jimmy White at the World Championship. Yeah.
And look at that picture of young Jimmy there.
Oh God. That'll be on the next on Minted V2, I think. That picture. Gordon Bennett.
I mean, this is a picture that deserves to be on a calendar, Joe. This is 2020 former world champion.
John Higgins.
No.
Stuart Bingham.
No.
Oh no. 2020 former world champion. I thought John Higgins got one in the COVID championship. That's why I thought it was John Higgins.
November 2020. A player who's made 8 maximum breaks at the time of printing.
Sean Murphy. Wow, look at that slab head at the top there. Goodness me. What does that say?
Beautiful.
UK champion at the top, does it? Oh, there's like a little banner, does it? Well,
Oh, that's a misprint. That must be a misprint. Because this... Jimmy White... Can you read it?
yeah, UK champion 1992.
Sean Murphy.
Whoa, well, there you go. God, Sean Murphy's highest ranking is number 3. That's sort of unbelievable.
Well, I think also that's partly because he won the Worlds, A, when he was so low in the rankings, and B, when the rankings were year on year.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
May is another world champion who's made 5 maximum breaks. This could be a fun way of doing it, maybe.
A world champion that's made 5 maximum breaks. I think Bingham's got more than that. Neil Robertson?
Neil Robertson. Can you see the picture there?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I really love this, Tom.
Do you know what this one, Joe? What I want to do... because all the images so far, I've gone, oh, they're all right. I'm not sure about this one, so I'm going to cover up the name and just show you the image. Can you see who it is?
Oh no, it's Trump.
It's John Trump, but look at him. He looks like
he's been dragged through a hedge backwards. Is what he looks like.
He's never had black hair, has he? He's brown, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although
I have a sneaking suspicion that Judd Trump's going bald.
No, he'll go to Turkey. He'll sort it out.
Yeah, true.
He's got the money. Do you know what I mean? July is someone with 13 maximum breaks.
Ooh.
At time of
Higgins?
print.
Higgins?
There's
There he
John
is.
Higgins.
Oh, he's still got black hair there. Look at that.
I don't know how many.
I don't think he'd been to the spinning classes for that one either.
No, he didn't. So August, 11 maximum breaks.
Who's number 3? Stephen Hendry.
Yeah, look at his face there. Look at him. Look at him.
Ah, the
Looks
Ben.
smug even there.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nice touch as well. They've got stars at the end of the calendar, which is how many world titles he's won.
Oh wow, the Golden Boy.
So there we go. So we've only got 4 more months left. September is a player with 5 maximum breaks. And he has 4 stars.
Selby.
There's Mark Selby, the jester from Leicester.
That's quite a good one. His eyes are very far apart, though. Bless him.
They are. October is a player. I mean, how can I make this? There's no way of not making it obvious.
It's Ronnie. It's Ronnie.
Yeah, I was going to go ranking tournaments 41,
Ranking.
maximum breaks 15, professional 92, highest ranking. It's very hard ways of making Ronnie not the easy answer there, but
Ranking points, mate.
there we go. Don't really know why he's October, but okay. Oh, I know why now. And this is, if you're listening, John, this is my favourite calendar of all time because of who is the Christmas treat. But November, a player who's only made 1 maximum break.
What? When did they make it? What year?
1982.
Might be Steve Davis.
It is the Nugget himself,
Yeah.
Steve Davis.
There he is.
And December Joe is the one player you'd want underneath your Christmas tree, all wrapped up, waiting for you on Christmas Day.
Stuart Bingham.
There he is. He's a Christmas treat.
It's as if they made this calendar for us, Tom. Genuinely.
Genuinely. I was going through it. I was like, why would Ronnie not be December? Surely you'd put the most popular one in December. But no, they've got Stuart Bingham is the Christmas treat for the Snooker Loopy podcast listeners. So there we go.
Well, there you go. Fabulous. Thanks, Tom. I just want to add to the you know the comment of that guy that said dunno, but he did them again today. He commented that 1 month ago. So why is he commenting on this 5-year-old video 1 month ago saying don't know where Rob Walker is?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Poor guy.
But I'll just give a shout out. Those illustrations were by Nigel Biller, which is an amazing name, considering it almost sounds like billiards. So
Yes.
I love the images, Nigel, and it's from billersart.com. So fantastic stuff.
Well, I think we need to leave a link to that in the comments. But if you're watching, we'd love some input on the next calendar if there is to be one. That would be amazing.
Yeah, we've got some images of Stuart Bingham. That would be good for every month.
Well, you'd have to
saying.
have Dominic Dale on there. You'd have to have Graham Dodd.
Well, it's great because I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, 12 players, who would they choose? But they're all quality players. They've chosen probably the arguably the top 12 of the past sort of 30 years almost, or 40 years.
Yeah, the only one in there
who...
that's not Mark Williams, I guess. He wasn't in there, was he?
They really did go, who did Joe and Tom want? They want Bingham.
Yeah.
Most other bits of merch would have put Willow over Bingham, but for us, they went, no. Just they did. I bet they did it. This whole calendar exists because they wanted to be mentioned on the podcast. It's all been a very roundabout way of them getting.
Yes. It was probably Banksy that did all of this.
But how lovely is it to have a modern? It's not official, obviously, but it's still nice to have a little bit of modern snooker merch. That's for the year of 2025.
Absolutely. So yeah, thanks for that, Tom. That was brilliant. I think.
What?
Go on.
Thank you to John Reynolds, of course,
yes,
as well, for buying it. And
Absolutely.
you still can get it on eBay if you want to just get it and have it in your collection.
Fantastic. I think I will, Tom. I think I will. I thought it was a good time to maybe do a bit of fan Zheng Yi mail. We haven't done some for a little while. Obviously, we had, you might remember, for our New Year's special, we had Banksy do a reincarnation of Rob Walker.
The king of the crucible. The king of the crucible.
And you know, we were very much singing his praises of never having done that before. And he wished to address some of those claims that we made. So he's put top of the pots. Hi fellas, happy New Year.
That should have been the name of the feature.
Yeah.
We have to go back and re-review all 50 odd songs now for Top of the Pots.
Well, no, Top of the Pots is going to be our when we do our official top 40. But yeah. Hi fellas, happy New Year. I've just finished watching the new episode, so this was from January. Still absolutely buzzing from watching you both respond so positively to my Rob Walker track. Such an honour to be instantly rocketed to the top of the Q the music chart alongside some of the all-time greats of the hugely underappreciated snooker music genre. Just to clarify, in my last email I said I'd never produced hip-hop before. Not that I've never produced music at all. I've been producing electronic music for several years now under a much less stupid name than DJ Banksy Banks, obviously. But I've never made anything that sounds even remotely like the Rob Walker track, so it was fun, a fun learning experience stepping out of my comfort zone. In case you're curious, I made an album during lockdown when I had no design work to do, which got released by a small electronic label and got some good reviews. Might not be your kind of thing, but it certainly kept me busy during lockdown. So he sent us a link to the email. We might even do a special where we sort of do a spin-off and just review all of those and give them marks out of 10.
Technically, I'd argue Banksy is now part of the snooker world, so
Yes.
he could technically be part of Cue the Music.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a sense,
Absolutely.
especially if he wants to make an electronic or like drum and bass remix of Stuart Bingham at any point. Just feel free, Banksy. Feel free, mate. Just an idea.
And he also put together some album art for this video. So I thought I'd just quickly send you that, Tom, so that you can see it. So let me just pop that into here, and you can have a little look at what you think, and I'll also put it on the on for the viewers at home. So do bear with. So there it is. You can already see Tom's reaction to it. I'm just getting it up now, but you can see it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? There it is. There we go. I've got it up for us now.
What we need, mate, we need to get some CDs printed with that artwork. And you just leave them around the Crucible so people randomly find them.
Try and find Rob Walker and give him one. Yeah.
He'll be playing it in his car on the way home.
He'd love it. He'd love it.
Get him to sign it.
He said he's weirdly tempted to have a bash at making a video for it as well. So we would love to see that.
Please, Banksy, please. We'll give you. We'll give you 100% of any profit because you made it, obviously. But I was going to say we'll give you a cut. He's made it. He can do it. But genuinely, we should make this Crucible #1.
Yeah. We've had a cue the laughter request from Archie Smith. I will keep the subject of it a secret until a future episode, but he said he's a snooker fan who, thanks to your podcast, has learned so much more about this beautiful game and the many true characters that there really are. He's found a clip, and I will share that in a future episode, and it is from a segment at the 2015 World Snooker Championships. So there you go.
Very nice.
There's quite a few. There's quite a few
best
funny
World
and silly
Championships.
moments in there, which is exactly what we like. And he said, "I hope you will enjoy it as much as I did when I found it." So that was Archie. Thanks for the kind words there, Archie. Really do appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Archie.
Glad you are enjoying it. We've got a message from Brian McGovern as well, who says, "I'm catching up on episodes here, and the Masters preview. Just have to say I loved the Cue the Music, King of the Crucible. Brilliant," he says. Thanks, Brian McGovern. So thanks to Brian, and thanks to Banksy as well for all of that. And we did have a couple of nice comments on the last video as well. Couple, Mr. Dog saying, "Welcome back, lads." Alan Duncan saying, "Another enjoyable podcast, guys. Keep them coming." And Data Boy 2001 said, "Fantastic pod as always." I can confirm I was there for Dennis Taylor's emceeing. Me and my brother were genuinely in tears of how funny it was. It caught us off guard and was the highlight of the day. So there you go.
If I was there, Joe, I would have just walked out. I'd go, the snooker can't top this. Snooker cannot top this.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm going home.
So yeah, thank you very much for the kind comments, and of course getting in touch on the Gmail. And if you do want to get in touch, then there's a load of links down there. snookerloopypodcast@gmail.com is how you get in touch, or you can tweet us at Snooker Loopy Pod, or just get involved down in the comments of the YouTube video, and we will of course read it out. We have very much featured quite a lot of fan stuff over the last year, and that's something I know we're both proud of and very excited about every time we get a little something from the community. It's always better than anything that we find. It's really cool. So thank you very much
It always is.
for your help with all of that.
Well, I've got a couple of comments for the Fangji email section. These are all comments on the video on YouTube of Dennis Taylor singing Snooker Loopy. I think I've read some before.
Oh yeah.
There was one here that said, "Oh, I love it. That took balls, mate." So there we go. There's another one from 4 months ago which says, and I don't know what to make of this, Joe. It says, "Tom, I'm the woman at Mass General Hospital listening to music. I listened to Dennis Taylor and I loved it. I'm Brenda, thanks."
Thanks, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda. I'm glad that you're in hospital listening to Dennis Taylor sing.
And enjoying it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully it aids your recovery.
Hopefully it didn't finish you off. Yeah.
People going, "Oh, Brenda, what are you listening to?" "Oh, I'm listening to Dennis Taylor singing Snooker Loopy." Maybe that's why she's in hospital. She was already listening. It went,
Yeah.
"We need to take her in."
I mean, to be fair, that could well have happened to Fionn after he had his Dominic Dale marathon.
Also a comment just saying, "Love it, well done, Dennis." So there we go.
Oh,
People seem
bless
to,
him. I mean, there was a comment
seem to
on
love that.
the Sean Murphy one. I think we talked about it last time, of Mr. Tumble. So there you
It's
go.
not a bad shout. He does look a bit like Tumble. Not a bad show.
But yeah, no, thank you very much for all your comments. It does mean the world. So do keep it coming. And obviously, if you think there's anybody that would enjoy the podcast, then do share it around. I know there's a lot of snooker podcasts out there, but I do feel we're very much our own little niche here, aren't we? With what we do in this podcast, and do keep it growing. Be amazing if we could really have a big push during the World Championship, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I just think if we get the right people to know about some of the nonsense that we do, you can just imagine them showing Rob Walker King of the Crucible and having a video of him watching it. He'd go, "That's brutal."
He would. He'd go, "And that's beautiful carpet." And look at those shoes.
Can you put the clip of him on the carpet, Banksy, in the music video? Thank you very much.
Yes.
Just the King of the Crucible. Just going.
Oh, it's brilliant. It is brilliant. But speaking of Cue the Music, shall we do our other segment, Tom, of Cue the Music?
Yes, and this is one that actually I was aware of, and I was reminded of it when we did, months ago now, we did a podcast when we were chatting about our favourite referees. And this is a song from 1985 that is titled The Len Ganley Stance.
Ooh.
Len Ganley was a referee, a snooker referee. The only song probably in existence that is named after, or in tribute even, to a snooker referee. And I thought it kind of makes sense we do that. We didn't mention Len Ganley on that episode because, again, he's slightly before our time. But he must have been a good ref to have a song.
Yeah, you don't see any songs about Jan Verhaast, do you?
Banksy?
Oh, it's brilliant. Right.
If you want to do, Banksy, a Jan Verhaast stance song, me and Joe are just going to update all the old stuff with our own version.
So half man, half biscuit. So you were aware of this, Tom? Have you listened to it before? Or
I don't know whether I've...
Right, let's check the comments. Has he commented on it? No, he hasn't.
But the comments are someone going, "I'm doing the Len Ganley stance." So there we go.
Well, there you go. Bulging waistcoat and a 30-inch neck. There you go. I didn't realise it was Big Bill Werbeneck we were talking about here.
There we go. Lots of people in the comments saying they listened to it at 4 a.m. in their apartment in Butlins, so that's good.
Fab. Right. It says a lot about this song, Tom, so I guess, shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's play it.
3, 2, 1.
Everybody's doing the Len Ganley stance. 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 No, 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 no more locomotion. No, no, no more dancing in the street. No, 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 no more mashed potatoes. No, no, no more shuffling up the beat. Everybody's doing the Len Ganley stance. Everybody's doing the Len Ganley stance. Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance. Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance. Keep your arms as rigid as a juggernaut. Clench your fists, punch your knuckles straight ahead. Do your best to look like a teddy bear, then try and pretend to look vertically dead. Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance. 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 Praise the Lord, you all look so beautiful. Bulging waistcoats, 30 inch of neck. Shine your shoes and head for the crucible. Brush the bays and keep the crowd in check. Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance. Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance. Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance. Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance.
Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance.
Come on, boys and girls.
Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance.
Set the trend.
Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance. Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance.
Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance. Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance.
Everybody's doing the Lenganley
stance. Come on, baby, do the Lenganley stance. Everybody's doing 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 the Lenganley stance.
Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance. Everybody's doing the Lenganley stance. There we go, everybody.
Oh, wow.
The Lenganley stance, which is on Spotify.
It is. I've just sent you a link.
You can buy it on CD if you want. It's on Spotify. It's still officially available. I've done a little bit of research just now as it was playing, and Lenganley said about the song, oh yeah, half man, half biscuit, the Lenganley stance. They were a brilliant bunch of lads, and I hope they'll do another song for me. So there we go. Lenganley loved it as a song, which is nice to see. Lenganley, the referee during the fastest ever 147 break, apparently.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of things of... I think Ronnie has said, actually, that he doesn't think that can ever be replicated because the refs wouldn't be as fast as Lenganley was, so... There you go.
That's why he's got a song. Apparently his Wikipedia page says there's a Carlin Black Label advert where he crushes the ball. So
I think
his
we
nickname
watched that,
was
didn't
Ball
we?
Crusher.
We watched that, didn't we?
I think it was during our
Kentucky Fried John Virgo and all of that.
We had lots of adverts, didn't we? Apparently his nickname was Ball Crusher, which was before this song, or after this song even. So, or was it before? I don't know.
2003, I think this song came out. So
yeah.
Well, there you go. Thanks for that, Tom. I don't really know what to say. I mean, it's very catchy. It's in my head. There's no doubt about that. There was a moment though when I think that the chorus was repeated 16 times. That we thought, oh, are we going to be sitting here for 4 minutes listening to that? But, you know, there was little mentions of the Crucible in there. There was, mentions of bulging waistcoats and all of that. So, there was some good snooker references in there, which is good for a Cue the Music song, because we've had some snooker songs that don't really mention it.
I liked the fact that it mentioned him brushing the table, and Stuff about telling the audience to be quiet.
Quiet, please. 9.
Do you know what? I wasn't that sure how I felt at points in it, but actually, I think I really enjoyed that. I think I really enjoyed that song.
Well, I'm going to let you do the first rating, Tom.
Oh, okay. Well. Oh, it's tricky. I don't want to keep giving things really high ratings, but it was good. It had a melody. It was catchy. I would definitely listen to it again. And if I was a player, I'd probably pick it as a walk-on music at least once at the Crucible. Why would you not? Imagine if he was the referee and you walked out to that to try and get him on side.
Yeah, that would be funny.
I'll give it. I will give it. Let's give it a 7, just because it's the Black Bull. But I did it. I enjoyed it, and it will be going on my little Spotify playlist of songs. That was good.
There you go. I'm probably not going to be that kind to it. I did enjoy it, but it's probably not one that I'm going to listen to again. For me personally,
you won't be buying the album.
I won't be buying the album. No. This is actually quite embarrassing. I'm gonna put it down as a 5, which is actually lower than my rating for Stephen Hendry's rubbish version of Ruby. So yeah.
Wow.
Which was from all the way in episode 3, Tom, by the way. When we did that.
We didn't have much to base it on back then, to be fair. So hey.
What I can't wait for is Cue the Music Revisited. That is going to be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're going to go back through all of these songs, and it is going to be fab, isn't it? But yeah, no, it should be good. I'm trying to work out where this will end up. I think, well, it's an average now of 6, so that puts it at number 32, just under Every Breath You Take by Snooker Raid.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Half Man, Half Biscuit.
And I'm a Clown, Peter Hebden. And actually, it's 0.5 behind My Way by Dominic Dale Winton. So
I love Dominic Dale Winton. Dominic Dale going wild in the aisles.
And the Snooker Loopy coronavirus parody by Physically Challenged Phil.
Oh.
And 147 is my idea of heaven.
That was a good one. No, that deserves higher. That one.
Come on, Hurricane.
Come on, Hurricane.
And to be fair, Tom, My Old Man's a Dustman by Stephen Hendry's Rubbish is at 24. So there's multiple versions of Stephen Hendry's Rubbish that is above this for me.
If he just sang Snooker Loopy, he could have been number 1. That's all we want from him. We were trying.
Yeah, I mean, he's still in at number 14 with Let Me Entertain You, so...
How?
You gave that an 8, Tom.
I gave that more than this. Why?
Just to put that into perspective, you also gave John Virgo's version of Snooker Loopy an 8. So...
I would have given Virgo a 9 if he was dressed up as a dustbin.
But there you go. That was fabulous. So thanks, Tom. Thanks once again for that. And well, if you do have any other Cue the Music suggestions at home, do please put them in the comments. Send us an email. Send Tom an email, whatever. Because we do really enjoy it, and I'm sure Tom has still got a massive playlist of things that he can play for us, but
too many, far too many.
And then we've got the joys of listening to it all again, Tom, and Cue the Music Revisited. So
But the issue is, will we get to the World Championships?
Or-
If we do it daily, we will get through them. We'll
Or
get through
cue the
them.
music re-rack.
Re-rack, yeah.
There you go.
We've not even had one. Well, apart from Sean Murphy, we've not even had that many video message ones. After the most recent podcast, me and Joe were looking through Cameo and Memo, and we saw that Wagner off X Factor and Stevie Ritchie off X Factor's there.
So when
we
we're
were
getting
like-
really desperate, we can get them to sing Snooker Loopy. Yeah,
Just some bloke off Coronation Street or something.
yeah. But there's still a couple of snooker players we haven't got. I think Mark Joyce and Mark Davis, they're still knocking about in the in the dustbin of Cameo. But
Stephen Hendry's dustbin, they're all hanging out.
yeah, but no, it'll be good, and it is fun, isn't it?
Okay, who's the one player who we've not had on Cue the Music that you wish we can get a song by? Because we've had a bigger list of players. Alex Higgins, Stuart Bingham. We've had.
We haven't. No, we have had Alex Higgins. Sorry, I thought you meant singing a cameo.
No, can you imagine? We've had his niece singing a song for crying out loud.
We have. You know what?
We've had Selby. We've had
Murphy.
Bingham.
I think
Virgo
John Higgins
Dennis.
was on the Snooker Raid as well, wasn't he? So
Yeah, he was.
you know what? Mark Williams.
I bet he belts out a lovely Delilah.
Yeah, a lovely Snooker Loopy.
How would we get Mark Williams?
Well, maybe we have to ask Lee Walker first, and then get him to pass it on.
If anyone knows Lee Walker's contact, he is the missing person. Well, we not because Ronnie didn't do one either. Because there's a video that says Ronnie singing Snooker Loopy, but it isn't, is it? It's
No.
like Freddie Flintoff.
It's clickbait.
So we need to get Ronnie to sing something as well. But then we've got most of world champions. We're doing pretty well. If anyone's got a little wall chart and you're ticking them off.
I mean, it's sad now, but we had a podcast about a year ago saying we need to find Ray Reardon quick.
We weren't quick enough.
We weren't quick enough, unfortunately. But if anybody knows the family of Ray Reardon.
Excuse me, have you got any details about that song he released about 50 years ago? No, leave me alone.
Yeah. Oh dear. I can't believe we actually called the podcast that. Oh dear.
I want a song by Graham Dott. That's what I want.
Graham Dott. Yeah, there's not been any new players on on sort of Memo or Cameo, unfortunately. But they'll pop up eventually. We'll get, Barry Hawkins has been on there before, hasn't he? We've seen
Joe Johnson was on there
Joe
and did one
Johnson.
order and then disappeared, and I'm gutted.
Yeah, because we need him
We
to
were
get
giving him so much money.
to sing Everlasting Love. Yeah. But anyway, I think that's a good stopping point for this podcast, Tom. But it's been good to be back.
Yeah, it's been lovely. I've loved it, especially lovely bit of everlasting love there, Joe, from yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've just remembered I did a chat with someone on a local radio station recently, and it's just quite a very small local radio thing, and they let me choose 6 songs to play. One of the ones I chose was Joe Johnson's Everlasting Love.
Did you actually do Joe Johnson's version?
But they refused to play it because it wasn't high quality enough.
Oh no!
I was so close to getting in radio airplay.
which would have been his first time in the charts for for nearly 40 years. So.
Well, that's what I'd want to just ask. How many did you sell, Joe, and how many are still in your garage?
Yeah.
We can have.
Yeah. Yeah. All we need is one so that we can get somewhere over the rainbow. But that's all we need. That's all we need. Yeah. But maybe we need to email him, Tom. Maybe we just need to be, say, please, will you send us a copy of Somewhere Over the Rainbow?
He's an old man. I don't know if he's got it. If he's his digital technology, Joe. I don't know whether he knows how it works.
Oh.
You can try. You can email him and ask him.
I'll email him. I will personally drive to his house and pick it up. Yeah.
You heard it here first, listeners and viewers. If Joe doesn't do it, then just...
Well, if Joe does do it, then he deserves to be bought the Stephen Hendry action figure.
If you drive to Joe Johnson's house and pick up a copy of Everlasting Love, I will buy you the action figure.
Okay, it's a deal.
But only if you drive to his house.
Only if I drive to his house and pick it up.
Yeah.
You're on.
Oh God, I've just spent £200 on the Joe Johnson record.
I hate to break it to you, Thomas. I think it's more like 4.
No, I might order it in instalments. Get you one head at a time.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Get ahead of the game. Hey, there you go.
Boom.
Right, who's the comedian here? Hey.
Joe Hannard is going to do a show at the Edinburgh Fringe called Me and My Snooker 19
Me and the
Obsession.
Stephen Hendry action figure.
Yeah. We should do a podcast that is going Stephen Hendry's Snooker Loopy podcast, and it's just us with the action figure going, "Hello, I'm Stephen Hendry."
How mad would you be, Tom, if I just decided to take that to Edinburgh Fringe, and you were gigging in a venue down the road, and I was gigging doing that, and there's queues out of the door for me and Stephen Hendry's action figure, and you're like, right. Me and my dog here.
I mean, is that snooker cues out of the door, or people very angry with the performance?
Yes. Yeah. Well, there we go. Right, good place to stop this one. Obviously, we'll be back in the next few weeks in the run up to the World Championship. But let us know your thoughts down in the comment section and all of that good stuff. And I'll leave it to Tom to take us out.
We'll see you very soon. Please do let us know your thoughts on everything in this episode, especially if you're listening to Dennis Taylor in hospital. Please do let me know, because that is my favourite thing that anyone's ever commented on my YouTube channel. We'll see you very soon. Look after yourself.
Get well soon.